Hello, this is Flurry Moon. Welcome back to my channel. And you guys, today we are doing something a little different, and I hope you stick around. Basically, what we're going to be doing today, instead of talking about something that interests me while playing Animal Crossing, I thought it would be fun to just talk to the camera and see what you guys think of that. If we hate it, we'll forget this ever happened. Okay? I am completely and utterly fascinated with lost media and probably a little obsessed. If you don't know, lost media can be any form of media that are widely believed to be missing. Whether that means no known copies can be located, or maybe there are photos and documentation of said media, but that's about it. I also love digging into canceled media, which are less of a mystery and more of a deliberate ban or removal. I just decided to merge these two topics, and we will be going over all lost and canceled cute media because I love things that are cute. Hello Kitty's band best friend. We love Sanrio here on this channel. And as we have discovered before, Hello Kitty is no stranger to a good scandal. I am looking at you, Singapore McDonald's Hello Kitty riots. That's right, you heard me correct. Riots. Plural. But what can I say? Our girl is iconic. Hello Kitty practically ruled the 2000s and has made a huge resurgence within the past 5 years with older teens and adults. We've gotten to know her other friends as well, like Cinnamoroll, My Melody, Choco Cat, Karapi, Pom Pom Purin, who am I missing? And even the lesser known ones like Usahana, so cute. But I'll bet you've never heard of our favorite kitty's ex-best friend, Kathy. Is there beef? Let's find out. Hello Kitty was first created in 1974, with her first appearance being a year later on a coin purse. Kathy the Rabbit debuted in 1976 and was from then on included in tons of merchandise, even being featured in the series Hello Kitty and Friends and, let's try this out, Ringo no Mori no Fantasy. The rabbit was a similar looking counterpart to Hello Kitty. She's basically what you would picture Hello Kitty as a rabbit like. It's very similar. Her simple nose and eye shape with no mouth, and the placement of her bow really drove home the fact that these two are best friends and part of the same company. Kathy was described to like carrots, kitty cakes, lollipops, sushi lunches, collecting seashells, but she did not like milk because she was allergic. Although not nearly as popular internationally or in general as Hello Kitty, Kathy was slowly making her way up to be a fan favorite. So what happened? To understand the full story, we have to go all the way back to 1973, the real birth of Kathy. Unlike what we initially thought, Kathy actually predates Hello Kitty, but not as we know her today. Kathy, originally known as Little Honey, had a pretty different look. Little Honey had a shorter, more condensed look to her, if that makes any sense, as opposed to the taller, standing bunny that she became in later years. She wore red and yellow overalls, a more detailed bow, and was typically seen with Rion-Chan, who was this little brown bear. Fun fact, Rion-Chan was actually like the first ever Sanrio character to be published. The most important aspect of the Little Honey design, though, was the mouth. If you recognize the look of her mouth, then you probably already know where this is going. Miffy is the main character of the Dutch book and television series of the same name. The rabbit made its first appearance in 1953 with the first ever Miffy children's book. I was a Miffy stan growing up. I loved the show. I wanted to eat those fucking little yellow cookies so bad. They were just like little clay circles, and I was like, give me that shit right now. I loved the show. It was so calming and aesthetically pleasing to look at and listen to. Anyway, the Little Honey design soon changed to the Kathy design, which definitely looks a lot more like Hello Kitty than Miffy. There is no evidence of the Miffy creator Dick Bruna initiating legal action at this time, so we can't say for sure if this design change was a decision based on similarities between the two rabbits or if it was just a decision Sanrio made as a personal choice. But this will not be the first time that Sanrio changes the Little Honey design, because sometime around 1998, a new hot bunny enters the villa. Sorry. Daisy, another rabbit along the same lines as the other two, appears. Now, it is unclear whether Daisy is the same character as Little Honey and Kathy, but Daisy is also occasionally seen with Choro-chan. As we mentioned before, Choro-chan was always around Little Honey, so we can kind of connect the dots, I guess. Either way, Mercis Media filed legal action against Sanrio on behalf of Dick Bruna, the creator of Miffy, in August of 2010. The lawsuit basically alleged that Kathy was just a ripoff and a copy of Miffy, and the court sided with Bruna. Sanrio was ordered to remove Kathy from any future merchandise, but only in the Netherlands, Belgium, and Luxembourg. But that simply wasn't gonna cut it for Sanrio, and they actually had planned on countersuing. However, the two decided to handle this outside of court, resulting in the agreement of retiring Kathy altogether. Not only would Kathy be excluded from future media, she was actually removed from later releases of the movies that she already appeared in. Side-by-side photos show the original VHS copies versus the modern digital copies of both Hello Kitty and Friends and Ringo no Mori no Fantasy. Kathy was shamelessly and clearly replaced by other Sanrio characters, as if she just was never there. As of today, I have never seen Sanrio even talk about Kathy. While I don't necessarily blame them, they're probably traumatized by the lawsuit, it's still unfortunate to see. Something good that came from this though, all the money that was originally intended to be used for legal fees were actually donated to the victims of the Japan earthquake in 2011. So at least something good came from this. I can't believe this is happening. I genuinely cannot believe that is happening. What do you guys think? I am torn. Like, as a big Sanrio and Miffy fan, I do understand the creator of Miffy's issue with it, but on the other hand, I feel like they're both just like very basic designs. But at the end of the day, Miffy did come first. I don't know. I want to know what you guys think of this one. Anyway, moving on. Unreleased Zuzu Pets. One franchise you may not expect a lot of lost media to come from is Zuzu Pets. These plush robotic hamsters were released in 2009, and they were everywhere. Wait, I have one. The wheels don't turn. I was obsessed with these things. The franchise soon branched out with different groups of animals other than hamsters, including bunnies, chipmunks, dogs, cats, unicorns, everything. And even debuted Kung Zoo, which was a sub-series to Zuzu Pets for boys. I had Zuzu Pets, my little brother had Kung Zoo, and they were just really fun, and the Kung Zoo pets were really cute. Like, they were pretty cool. But something odd about this franchise, for almost every new release, there is like a small group of scrapped and unreleased pets, and some of them are really cool and interesting, so I think we should go over a few. A Halloween zoo named Boo was actually showcased at the Zooniverse tour in 2010, but was never released. Ruby Zoo, a possible scrapped special edition pet, pink and red with flowers and accentuated eyelashes, was spotted at the 2012 Australian Toy Fair. This pet was even sold on eBay, most likely from an employee, since it was never released, because who the hell would get their hands on that other than a former employee? Another zoo with no canon name, I guess, but referred to the community as Bao Bao, was also sold on eBay but never was officially released. There were even whole series that were scrapped, and there are some really good ones. One being the Kung Zoo Monsters, which are actually so sick, and it's honestly shocking these never hit the shelves. I feel like they would have been a huge hit with like boys that are like 8 to 11. You know? And nobody really knows why it was canceled. A few sources I've seen state that the pets did have names and lore, but the files have allegedly been lost. Similarly to the monsters, Zoolantis was another subseries left unreleased. Although not as memorable in my opinion, I still like the idea and I feel like this could have been something pretty great. Another canceled series was the 2015 reboot. For this reboot, it seemed like they had planned on starting back at Series 1 zoos, the classic ones that we remember. I believe this is Jilly. But this time, they were redesigned. They were definitely something. Although cute, these are simply not Zuzu Pets, and I feel like we've just seen this before. Just like, yeah, they're cute. You redesign them. Not sure why. They're not the toys that we remember. I can't blame them for scrapping this. However, the official reboot did come out in 2017, and they would have been so much better off just using the 2015 ideas because these are really ugly. Besides the toys themselves, there are actually partially and fully lost Zuzu Pet movies. A 4-movie deal was made between Sepia LLC and Universal Pictures, 3 of them being based on the franchise Zuzu Pets. The films were named Quest for Zoo, The Power of Zoo, and The Secret of Zoo. Only the first film was released, leaving the other 2 completely lost. That was until 2020, 2021-ish, when the second film was found by a user named David-ish, who supposedly knew an employee at Sepia. The movie is now available to watch on YouTube. That leaves us with the final film, The Secret of Zoo. All we have from this movie currently is a trailer and seemingly 1 clip. That's it. Animal Crossing New Leaf lost content. We talk a lot about Animal Crossing on this channel, and I'm not planning on stopping today, so let's get into it. If you're familiar with the games, you may know that hundreds of villagers have been featured throughout the series. Each time a new game comes out, new villagers are added, and old ones are recycled. This is just how it goes. Villagers have been removed, villagers have been brought back, and some villagers have just been featured once and never again. Some examples of removed villagers include Huggy the koala, Bow the dog, Sunny the frog, that rhymes, Kit the squirrel, and Meow the cat. All of these villagers were only included in the Japanese version of the first game, Dobotsu no Mori. Although these villagers may never return, you can always still see them if you have a copy of the game. But what if I told you there was a villager you could only meet if you were located in Japan and near only specific 7-Elevens. Let me explain. The inspo for some of this entry comes from Hunter R's video, The Lost Content of Animal Crossing. It really goes over a lot of the stuff we have lost, specifically with the Wi-Fi servers being shut down. We'll get into that. The case of the villager we will be discussing today, although now impossible to meet, that was kind of the intent because she was included in a collaboration that only lasted a few months. Frilly the horse was a villager who was only available to meet in her RV on your town's campground using Wi-Fi, and only if you were at a participating 7-Eleven in Japan from November 4th, 2016 to January 5th, 2017, and again from March 2nd, 2018 to May 6th, 2018. Frilly was not a villager who you could invite to live in your town. She would just show up with her RV with all of her special furniture, and that was it. If you were not located in Japan or didn't participate in the event, the only way you could get this special 7-Eleven themed furniture was from someone who was there during the event. So this naturally makes Frilly's furniture some of the rarest items in any of these games, which I think is really cool, and the fact that they're 7-Eleven themed is hilarious. I think she even has like a 7-Eleven uniform. Now I'm mad that I don't have it. There's also another villager that I'm totally glossing over, I'm so sorry. Holden the hamster was another Japanese collaboration with the company Fueki, which was a supply company, so he is like glue themed or whatever. And he's very cute, but again, another villager that you cannot invite to your town. He just shows up with his RV, you can meet him, you can buy his furniture, and he fucks off, okay? Now, although not lost per se, I thought this was really interesting that it's basically impossible to ever do in the game again, which is lost to me, because I missed out. If it's lost to me, it's lost to everyone. There are also tons of features in Animal Crossing that are now quite literally impossible due to Nintendo's discontinuation of online play and communication. This goes for really any game on the Wii and DS, whose servers were shut down in 2014, and the 3DS, whose servers were shut down just a few months back in April of 2024. As much as this is heartbreaking for those who enjoy playing online with their friends, this doesn't even scratch the surface of the features that we have lost. One being the Dream Suite in Animal Crossing New Leaf. This feature allowed players to visit anyone in the world's town without having the possibility of stealing any of their items or messing with their trees, flowers, etc. Visiting was in the form of a dream, giving the player no control of the stranger's town besides simply viewing it. There are many iconic towns that players had a blast visiting that are now simply impossible to visit, such as Ica Village, the famous horror town with spooky and crazy lore. If you play New Leaf, you know about Ica Village. The Dream Suite is still available in the game, but is literally worthless. But is literally useless now, which is disappointing considering how many bells it costed and still costs to obtain. Like, if you want to get all the stores on Main Street, you have to buy the Dream Suite, even though it doesn't do shit now. Anyway, moving on. My Little Pony the movie. I was a massive fan of My Little Pony back in the early 2000s, and this was the era collectors and fans typically refer to as Generation 3. I had the toys, I watched the movies. A Very Minty Christmas is still one of the most iconic movies in my household to me. Like, it is one of the most nostalgic movies or pieces of media to me ever. This was long before My Little Pony Friendship is Magic in 2010, which practically broke the fandom of the franchise once made for little girls. Do I have to talk about bronies? It seems like nobody really talks about this generation of My Little Pony, and therefore its lost media is kind of just staying lost. So let's talk about it. My Little Pony the movie was a CGI film by Fat Rock Entertainment set to be released in theaters and later on DVD in October of 2003. But this movie never came out, and we have no idea why. According to the Lost Media Wiki, supposedly the movie was seen being promoted up to 4 months before the set release date, so it doesn't seem like the cancellation was planned until the very last minute. Pamphlets were even included with the toys during this time, and a message from Pinkie Pie reads, "Dear friend, look for my friends and me in an all-new My Little Pony feature film coming to theaters in fall 2003. Hope to see you there. Love, Pinkie Pie." Information about the movie itself reads, October 2003, the 85-minute My Little Pony feature will begin its unique airing on Saturday and Sunday mornings as well as weekday mornings during the holiday break. The film will be on a minimum of 1,000 screens in the top 20 markets for no less than 12 weeks. The home video release was set for spring of 2004. The Wayback Machine shows promotion of My Little Pony the movie on the franchise's official website from April to June, but all mentions of the film were taken down in July. We didn't hear or see much about this movie as 2003 came and went without a word from anyone about when or if this movie is coming out. That's when in 2005, a poster of the lost movie was found by a user on Ponytopia. Ponytopia was a site for My Little Pony fans and collectors to update everyone on the latest pony news. The only information about the poster was from a small update on Ponytopia on November 21st. Sophia finds an interesting movie ad. I guess this was the movie that never actually came out, the one by Fat Rock. The fact that they are just so chill about this, I would be like, you found what? It seems the designers made a new render of Pinkie Pie for the poster, but used previous G3 designs for the background ponies. Although we don't have any information on exactly how much of this movie was produced, we do know that it was in production, so it is possible that some storyboards or sample animations or even small clips are out there somewhere. Somebody f***ing has it. Give it to me now! It honestly just does seem like it'll never resurface, but you know what? 2024 is the year of finding lost media, so let's find My Little Pony the movie from 2003, not the other ones, because there are other My Little Pony the movies out there. I am most interested in figuring out why this movie was scrapped just 3 months before it was supposed to be in theaters. I guess maybe they just foresaw it not being super successful, or maybe it just wasn't coming out the way they thought it would and just thought nobody would notice. Here I am, like 20 years later, I noticed it. Either way, I absolutely loved the My Little Pony movies during this time, specifically The Runaway Rainbow, Dancing in the Clouds, Friends Are Never Far Away, The Princess Promenade, Two for the Sky, all of those 2004 to 2007-ish little 20-minute movies. I just hope one day we will hear more about My Little Pony the movie. Magical Girl Rion-Chan. Returning back to Sanrio Lost Media with Magical Girl Rion-Chan, a lost manga and possible anime series that has over the years gained more and more attention and information. The series was created as a part of a collaboration between Japan and China sometime in 2006. The plot is said to follow 3 young girls who gain powers from Sanrio stuffed animals. One day that'll be me, I hope. They even had their own magical girl forms that were inspired by Sanrio characters, such as Hello Kitty, Badsmaru, I don't know how to say his name, and Cinnamoroll. Each girl played an instrument and were part of their own little band called the Flash Dolls. Photos have resurfaced over the years of the girls and even other characters including Rion's sister and villains of the series. Most of the information I'm getting is from a blog called Rion is Missing, and its last update was in July of this year, so hopefully they're still around and can figure this out for me. According to the Lost Media Wiki, the series actually won a Golden Dragon Award Original Animation and Comic Competition in 2009. Well, an event took place. I can't even find the date or name of said event. I love this. That included a whole Rion section with merch and figurines, but supposedly none of it was for sale. It was only for display. Photos from the event have obviously confirmed that this series is real. And since then, fans have actually found the entire Chinese version of the manga and the second Japanese manga. The only current big mystery about the series is, was it ever supposed to be adapted into an anime? We believe it could be because back in 2021, clips began resurfacing on YouTube of animated transformation scenes. Think like Sailor Moon. They definitely look a little rough and seem to possibly be in early development of some sort. However, according to Rei Azusa, an artist who actually worked on Rion-Chan, had confirmed on Twitter that these clips were simply samples and a full anime of the franchise was never made. Honestly, I would have loved to watch this if it was ever made into an anime. So, where does this bring us to? For the last entry of this video, we are going to be talking about my very own Lost Media mystery, and that is about Squinkies. Who remembers Squinkies here? This is a current mystery, so I'm gonna need your guys' help if you want. I was going through my old toys when I found some of my Squinkies from the early 2010s. Squinkies are these little squishy toys that typically come in the form of animals. One that I always remember having is this orange and blue butterfly, and I've actually had it for the last decade. This specific Squinky stands out to me because it kind of became a little like inside joke in my house because it's just always been around. My mom would she would leave it outside in the plant pots during rain, snow, sunlight, everything. It's been in the kitchen, it's been in the living room. This little thing has been through it, okay? Despite how small it is survived. And here it is right here. As you can see, this is an orange and blue butterfly or bumblebee, but the entire bottom is completely black. So, because I still have it with me and I found some of my other Squinkies, I wanted to look up what pack it came in, just because I'm like that, and I like to see if it came in any specific pair packs or like what day it came out. Like, I'm just like, I don't know, kind of a nerd with that stuff, so I like to figure that out. But as I was looking into this, I could not find the orange butterfly. There is a website called, I think, All the Squinkies in the World. I looked through it. I couldn't freaking find it, okay? I couldn't find it. And so I started to think maybe, the Squinky's been through a lot. Maybe the sunlight messed it up. It's been through so much. Any butterfly or bumblebee I have seen of Squinkies are bright yellow with like pink and purple and light blues. And I just don't see that changing into a dark orange. Like, if anything, I think the weather would make it paler and like less vibrant and not darker. You know what I mean? And even the wings look different than the ones that I have seen from Squinkies. I made 2 Reddit posts. I got no comments. I contacted Blip Toys, who make Squinkies. They did not answer me. Like, I was not expecting them to. And so I kind of just gave up until a few days ago, I got a comment on one of my Reddit posts saying, it is a Squinky, but it probably just got messed up by the weather. And I was like, you know what? You're probably right. That is until I was scripting this video a couple nights ago and I found a picture of the Squinkies Surprise Inside Nintendo DS game. In the promotional photo, you can see what looks like a little orange bumblebee, just like mine. So there it is. I must have got it from the DS game. But then when I go to look up a photo of this DS game on eBay or on Mercari, someone selling it, the butterfly is yellow. So now I'm back to square one. I have yet to see a real photo of somebody else's orange bumblebee or butterfly. If you see it on Reddit, that's my post. That's kind of where this search ends. I was hoping maybe you guys can help me out. I am well aware this is a waste of time and barely a mystery, but I just wanted to see if you guys can help me figure out where I got this little man. Is he a factory mess up? Is he rare? Is he just a special little guy? I'd like to know. And on that note, that is all. So thank you for watching this video. Let me know what you guys think of this filming situation. I don't know how I feel about it. I thought this was fun. If you see me looking to the side a lot, I do have a script and I usually don't have to worry about being seen reading my script. This is my first time doing something like this, so if you guys hate it, let me know and I will immediately go back to just playing Animal Crossing and you'll only see my face when I'm playing episode or something. Yeah, that's about it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed and make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. I'll see you next time. Bye!